Well, hi, Coffee Time Friends. How y'all doing? It's a Monday night. Anything can happen on a Monday. Mama is one of them people that normally don't like fast food, none of that stuff, but she loves this pizza. Absolutely loves this pizza. Now I put a cup and a half. I'm going to put a little bit more just to make sure. I'd rather have this. We're coming down to the bottom of the barrel, literally. This is just self-rising flour. Now I know a lot of recipes don't call for self-rising flour for pizza. And to be honest with you, I've not made this one that many times myself. A lot of times I'll get a pizza crust or cheating pizza, or I will put a packet of pizza crust. I have made it with plain flour, but this is going to be a quick and easy one. It's going to be very similar to biscuits, except I'm going to work it a little bit longer and make it be just a little bit more tough. What you don't want for your biscuits is what you want for your pizza dough and your dumplings. Come right down here. Mama's over here doing hamburger meat, ground chuck. This is Southern Secret. And I'm going to put that right in there. I'm going to put a good tablespoon in there. That's going to give us a little crushed flavor. And as well as a little bit of ranch.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Woo, Mama says, step back. And this is whole cultured buttermilk. And this is not a rise. We're not going to do rise crust and all that. So you just stick around and you'll see what we're up to. And I'm going to put a little bit of good old-fashioned salt in there. All right. So let's stir up our dough. Now I know there's 75 ways to make this. We all have our way. And this may not be yours. Who knows? But it's the way I'm doing it tonight. And you tell me a better way, that's fine. Or show me a better way, that'd be great too. I want a good, I don't want it to be soppy, but I do want it to be wet enough to hold it together. How's your hamburger?
It's done.
Mama's got hamburger and onions over there. We're making, in case you're just tuning on, you've not seen the title, we're making cheeseburger pizza. Now one thing you'll notice here on my table, there is no pizza sauce or tomato sauce. And that's not a mistake tonight. Any other time it might have been. This is a cheeseburger pizza. And some of y'all are just going to count this out and say, "Ooh, I wouldn't want that mess." And that's fine. But my mama likes it real good.
We used to get it at that one place.
For you all who wonder why I usually sit over there with the camera, this is why. Because when I'm cooking, it's impossible to get this and this all in the same picture. But that's okay. We're going to do the best we can. Y'all don't have to. We'll look at each other in a minute. Let's roll this out here on this board. Just like this.
Excuse me.
Mama, are you allergic to pizza
Yeah,
dough?
I've been outside today.
Oh, she's been outside today. Well, I haven't been except to run in and out to the car, so I'm feeling pretty good. I don't have much flour, so I hope I have enough.
I'm getting some flour.
Mama's working on the project right now. So I'm going to add enough here because I've got to work this for a few minutes. Now for biscuits, you want to do minimal. I mean, you want to work it minimal. But when you're doing dumplings or you're doing a pizza crust, you want to toughen it up a little bit. Work it a little bit extra. I got the smallest mat. I'm like Mama working out a thimble here. Probably could use a bigger mat.
I got you more flour.
Put me a sprinkle on there right now, because look, this is when you know you need a sprinkle of flour, when it's all over your hands. Thank you, Mom. And we'll just pat that flour. Keep working.
With this phone, I get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Seems like it's sitting right
Seems like it's smothering us, don't it, Mama?
Yeah. I don't
You ever
know.
said that? That's smothering me to death.
I say it all the
Mama
time.
says it all the time. She's got me to, I say it all the time. Whoo, this stuff's smothering me to death.
Stuff piled up around it does smother me.
It does me too. Now, am I a professional pizza maker? Mercy, no. I do good to get a biscuit in the oven. Is this going to be perfect? I don't know. I want you to try things in your kitchen too. Like I said, most of the time, like 99 times out of 100, I'm going to get me some kind of cheat, like a pizza crust or at least a packet of that you can make, and all the ingredients are in it. But sometimes you don't have those, and we want to learn to be more self-sufficient, not depend on the grocery for everything. But sometimes, now my hands were super clean, but sometimes those cheats come in handy, and other times it's good to know how to do it. It's all right to use it, but know how to use the real thing. Know how, and then find your easier way. It's like buying vegetables at the grocery store. Teach your children where they come from. Let them go buy them at the grocery store for sure, but at least let them know how to make them when that time comes. Now, I can tell I'm going to need a little bit more flour because see, it's back on my hands. Now with biscuits, I wouldn't be doing this. Now some pizza doughs, you let them rise and you'll make enough for several pizzas.
What did you put in there for oils or shortening?
I put buttermilk and flour.
No oil?
I'm going to put a little olive oil. If you'll get me some right over there, we will put a little olive oil. Probably should have put that in the bowl, but I looked up today, and the buttermilk's supposed to take care of that fat. If you use sweet milk, you definitely have to have oil. But the buttermilk could take care of some of that fat for you. We'll put a little oil. Work a little oil into our dough. Little olive oil. And put more olive oil on it when I get it done too. I wouldn't want to do this every night. You know, the store sells whole crust. Sometimes I buy them. I like them, actually. They taste good, they're easy, they're quick. And I think to myself, whoo, you can skip all that mess. Skip all that mess. Now, it's not sticking to me as much. You want to knead this out for a few minutes. Knead it out for a few minutes. If you see little black specks in there, all that, remember, that's Southern Secret that I put in there a while ago. Put a little bit more. Starting to feel like pizza dough now. Starting to get there. Dumpling dough, pizza dough. If you see them, I'm just doing fold and press. Down a little bit more. We've worked it about 5 minutes, and that's good.
And then some more cheese got out. Looks like
I got all the cheese we own, Mama.
Oh no.
So there's a good little example. It's not sticky anymore. It's doing just right. Now I'm not going to wash my hands and all that because I'm not done. I'm cooking it on a stone. That's not dirt, folks. That's good season. That's the same thing as your cast iron skillets. You're not even supposed to have to oil it. Something tells me it won't hurt to put a layer of olive oil. Now don't season these with olive oil in the beginning. I did that and caught the oven on fire. True story.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to flip this over my head. Okay.
Let's see you toss it.
I'm not. If I were a professional, I probably would, Mama.
Well, you feel as a professional, you probably could. On a dough roller?
Nah, you got one.
Yeah.
Won't hurt to dough roll. I'm going to wash my hands now.
Get over here and see. On the dough roller.
Wash these hands. Get all that flour and oil off. I might have to operate a dough roller.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to get. I thought the dough roller was right there handy.
You moved it outside?
I hope I haven't.
And outside, I mean out in the room. Mama decorates with dough rollers, and sometimes she
It
takes.
should be right there.
Can y'all see that? Preparation. Make sure you prep. Get everything good to go. Mama's got it. You got it, Mama. You got it. This is her using dough roller. Once she uses, like I said, I got the smallest mat.
I don't know what that oven must be doing.
Well, we've got several, but if I get out a big one, when you can squeeze around on the small one. But our counters are clean. Made sure of that before we were started. And this is homemade pizza, so it don't have to be perfect.
It can go in a long pan or anything.
Yeah, it don't have to be perfect. We got a little help up there. All right. You see why using those crusts are so easy and sought after?
Uh-oh.
Mama, this dough roller,
That dough roller's good, you flour.
it's the operator or somebody. I'm just going to mash it out. This dough roller is catching it
Here, I'll
more.
roll it. You've got too much power in your hands.
Don't make it too big, Mama. We can't eat much.
You can cut it in 4 pieces.
We'll just cut it in 4 pieces tonight because we can't do 8.
I know.
All right, that's perfectly good. That's about the right size, the right thickness.
I believe it's bigger than your thing over there.
It won't be when I get through with it. Now, remember, opposite of trying to do biscuits, you don't want to work your dough much with biscuits. You want them tender. Now there it is, folks. One perfectly healthy, homemade, give me that dough roller.
Dough roller.
Yeah. One perfectly healthy, homemade pizza.
I ain't put nothing in my meat. You want salt and pepper?
Salt and pepper. Yeah, go ahead and put your salt and pepper and season it up.
I didn't want to do it. You do it too.
No, I haven't done it. Come on now. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends. Just want to stick to my mat. And I did dust that mat good, didn't I? That sit on there long enough that it's kind of absorbed all the flour we put on there. And that happens sometimes. And then you're mashing on it too. So let's see if we can pick this up. This is the reason I tell you I love that cheating.
Oh, you're gonna mess it up.
I done messed it up. Put a little flour on here. We gotta start all over. See, we got ourselves.
Oh, don't put it up there. I get the flour.
Put your flour.
I can't
We got
see.
ourselves two dry under here. But this is what you do, folks. This may happen to you, and now you can see what you got to do. Yeah, Mama. It feels good, though. If it was biscuits, I might worry. But it ain't biscuits. It's pizza. Now let's start all over with that portion of the programming. You can't have it stuck to your mat or your countertop. Keep on keeping on.
It don't exceed. Keep trying.
Right. Keep on keeping on. Push it out. Bring it back. Oh, this is doing better. Must have needed a little more flour in it anyway. I need another 5 inches of countertop. And my mat could have been a little bit bigger. All right, let's try that again. Take two. Take two. This is what it should have happened the first time. Just like that. That's what we wanted to happen the first time. But it wasn't. Alright, now clean up your little mess. You may think I ain't got time to clean now. I got stuff to do. Now, let's go ahead and clean as we go, because the best way not to have a big mess is to clean up a bunch of little messes. Ain't it right, Mama?
That's right.
Ain't it the truth? That's almost my stone cupboard. Alright, let's pull it over here where y'all can see it as I'm pulling you all with it. So you want to push this around. Now we'll not go to the very edge, and that will swell up a little bit, and it will create a little crust. Right around the edges. Now, it's harder to adjust y'all when I'm over here. Alright, let's get us a spoon. This is good, folks. This is one of those things, just trust the process. Trust that process. Let's go down right here. Y'all can see that, right? This is just yellow mustard. Don't you all leave yet. At least stay and see how the disaster it is. At least stay that long. I think that this is my favorite part. The first time I tried it, I loved it. Mama tried it, and she reluctantly tried one little bitty bite. After that time, every time we go to this place that had the pizzas, they'd say, well, put your pizza in. They knew what Mama wanted and what I wanted. Was this right here? What, Mama?
Yeah, we liked it.
We love it. And I don't know if I've ever made it at home with real crust. I've made other pizzas with real crust that I made.
No, we've not had that.
I've not made this one homemade yet. I might have just got myself in trouble. I might have just started something. What do you think, Mama? This is ground chuck and onions. Of course, 2 ingredients that you'd have on a pizza. Ground chuck and onions. Browned in this cast iron skillet. How much chuck is this, Mama?
Oh,
About a half a pound?
a little over a half.
A little over a half, Mama says. A little over a half, and that was a slice or 2 of onion that I just put in here to keep it looking good. Maybe this will be one of those videos that'll go viral. People say, you're not going to believe what a mess I seen on that coffee time. And maybe everybody wants to at least look at it.
I was gonna. Now, all I put on that meat was salt and pepper.
Yeah, that's all you really need. Fix it like you would a cheeseburger, folks. All right. Now then comes, Mama's talking about all my cheeses. You'll see why I got so much cheese. Because I'm just emptying up some baggies here. This is mozzarella and this is parm. You might not put parm on your cheeseburgers, but it's good. So put your cheese however much you want. I'm going to put a little bit more. Now, I'm going to save a little bit of this because the next part is some of our favorite part. I keep moving you around over here. I am sorry. This is Roma tomatoes, and these are not homegrown. These are store-bought. This is Mama's favorite part, is these beautiful tomatoes grilled to perfection on this pizza. Isn't it, Mama?
Yeah.
Now at this point, you do whatever you want. If you want to put jalapenos, whatever you think. You think, I'd like to have some good jalapenos on that. Well, do it. You think, I'd like to have bigger onions. Do it. You're thinking,
I've got sharp cheddar left.
I would want less tomato. That's you too. We don't want less, do we, Mama?
No.
We want more. This is just fresh green onion out of Mama's garden. Every pizza don't get this because sometimes we don't have it. I'm putting that back over there. I need to put it over here. Now then, this little ice topping of cheese. This is Mama's favorite. I am going to salt these tomatoes just to shake back and forth. And then I'm going to spread this over the top because this makes a delicious, beautifully browned crust on those beautiful tomatoes. Don't it, Mama?
Yeah.
And Mama just stowed my oil.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You can't cook with Mama.
I'll bring it back.
You're working with the chicken thief here. She'll steal all you goody. Now, where am I going to use that? I'm going to put a streusel right around that crusty area. Because I want it to be golden delicious. And I want it to be just right. Now, I'm going to take this spoon. I'm just going to encourage it like this. Can y'all see? Nothing fancy. I'm just rolling it a tiny bit in places. Some places a little more. A tiny bit. I just want to encourage a little roll of a crust there. That's what I want. Now, I'm going to clean. I don't want this dripping in my oven, because Mama would definitely have good talking to me as soon as this video was over with if I did that.
I might not wait till it's over with.
And it might start smoking and all kinds of things if you ain't very careful with that little part right there. So, there it is, folks. Let me wash my hands. I've had the oven preheating since right before we came on. About 10 minutes before we came on. Now, you all may think that's a hot mess, but I'm going to tell you right now, before I even taste it, it's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing right there you're looking at. Let's get this stone in the oven. We're going to put it on the top rack, and we'll time it out. And the oven is actually on bake now, I guess. Alexa, set a timer for 20 minutes. About probably 58 of you just had a timer set at your house. Sorry.
Mommy, would you like to play along with Super Quiz of the Day?
Nope. I'd like for you just to do what I ask you to do. She has a lot of questions anymore. She didn't used to have that many questions.
You got the flyer on the
Camera.
camera. You got it on the table. I was going to wash your rag out.
I got a little bit on the camera. All right. Folks, that was a little extra work to do that crust, but it's very, it's worth it. But you can buy crust. You can buy crust mix. There's all kinds of shortcuts you can get around that. You can buy frozen crust. Some of you live close enough to a pizzeria that you could probably go buy fresh tossed crust, bring it home and use it. There are those out there. We don't have that here. So what do y'all think? Mama likes a clean kitchen. Boy, she does. She don't want any old nasty olive oil on the counter, or a knife, or a cutting board, or a plate. You're gonna get by with nothing here. She's strict. But look how clean. Look how clean that mess is. He gone. Gone. What are y'all doing today? Now, some of y'all are gonna get, we're gonna wait at least 20 minutes on this. Turn the light on. It looks like it acts like it bakes better with the light on to me. I feel more like
You
it
can
has.
just watch it better.
But it's on 380 for 20 minutes. And we'll take it out and see where we are. Now, the dough has got to cook. But the hamburger's done. All that's done. The cheese has got to melt. And the tomatoes have got to roast a little bit. But it's done. But we're going to check it in 20 minutes and see where we are. So that means we have a chance to hang out and talk a minute. What do y'all think about it? Hello, John and Mama. Looks good. Hey, Deborah. Looks great. I'm sure it will be delicious. I'm not Mama. Clean as you go. Mama's always been clean as you go, Connie. She's taught me that when I'm in here by myself cooking, I act just like her. And that's not a bad thing, because she keeps a clean kitchen. Our friend comes over, and Mama will always say if there's anything, he just pops in and out all the time. He helps Mama and all that. And Mama said, Lord, don't overlook this nasty kitchen. He said I'd eat right off that floor. There ain't nothing wrong with this kitchen.
I wouldn't eat off that floor.
But he always tells me that. And I said, But if anything's not perfectly where it is, Mama thinks it's time. Mama, go ahead and talk to it.
I'm going to wash this cutting board.
She's going to wash the cutting board and the knife. And then she'll do a few more things. But that's really the only thing we dirtied was that mat. She's done got it washed. It's done drying. And the cutting board and the knife. That was really the extent tonight. And we'll eat off a plate tonight because you have to cut that pizza. Unless, Mama, you think we can do it on a fancy china.
No, we better not.
The mustard on the pizza, you just put a skim. You don't want it floating. You don't want it like tomato sauce. Now this pizza would be very good if you're allergic to tomatoes. You could leave the sliced ones off, but you could put mushrooms on that. You could put cheese and mushrooms. You could put lots of things besides tomatoes and just use the mustard as the base. I know some of y'all are skeptical, I bet. And I know that Linda says she cleans, she goes too. Some of you are thinking, he put mustard on it, he ain't pizza sauce. That ain't going to be worth nothing. Pizzas are like meatloaves to me. They're all good. You just got to find the one you want. This one tastes like a delicious cheeseburger. You got your hamburger, you got your onions, you got your mustard flavor, you got all that, don't you, Mama?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think it's going to be good.
It's Mama's favorite one. That and cheese sticks is what she always wanted at the pizza place. That family has since moved out of Jellicoe, and that pizza place has been torn down and now is a fast emergency place. You know, one of those quick places. So that used to be Daddy's favorite Tuesday night. They had a buffet, and he'd say, "We're gonna get pizza tonight," and we all knew the answer. Because if you said anything else, well, why not? So it was our favorite. Even when I didn't live here, I knew where they was on Tuesday nights. And I a lot of times would join them there, or at least I knew where they was. There wasn't no doubt about that.
Okay.
Well, Mama's showing us. Look here, this little woman. She's done cleaning the dishes. She's done cleaned and carried out. Look at her. And it's still dark in this kitchen. We've got one light out and one light that's blinking. And these are those forever lights that you don't even replace the bulb. So I guess I'm going to have to replace all the can lights on this side.
I believe we're going to have to do something.
Do y'all have this problem? And what did you do about it?
They might have a solution better than what we've got.
I guess. But these, I can't complain, because they've been up there 6 years or 7. But they're supposed to have been those that you never replace, and they're wonderful. And we do use them, but mercy. We use these a lot, though. I guess that was
These are on all the time.
I guess I was getting some replacement. You know, it ain't like me, though, not to buy a replacement set to have ready to put up.
I thought you had one, but you're going to have 3 put back in here.
No, they came in packs of 3.
Oh, they came in packs of 3.
They sure did. Okay, y'all got any questions about that pizza?
You're going to drink a Coke or something with this pizza?
Connie says, caffeine free. Connie says, stop doing live so videos aren't so long and boring.
Oh, yeah.
Connie, sorry. We always say that we're long and boring.
That's our
Kind of our thing, Connie. I mean, you're going to get a lot of excitement here with me and Mama. You just chat, sit around the kitchen table here and chat. We try not to be too boring. We apologize for being boring. Connie, our deepest apologies on that one. Stacy says, don't be rude. It's okay. Connie can think that. That's okay. That just replies to Connie. I ain't gonna read all them. Thank you. We're good. We ain't. I have a question. Do you all deliver? Lexi, we're gonna start that business. Mama's gonna get her one of them little smart cars, and I'm gonna make these pizzas. I'll try to get the dough right the first time, and then I'm gonna have Mama out Ubering them around. She's looking at me like. We would deliver. You could come and have a bite with us. Okay. I used to buy the pizza kits and make pizza. Patricia, we got a pizza kit right in there in the pantry. Chef Boyardee. And those are my favorite pizzas in the world. And it's not maybe that they taste the best. It's just when I eat them, I remember sitting around on a Friday night eating pizza and watching Dukes of Hazzard. Or eating them on a Saturday when we'd have it for lunch. Mama would always make those kits, and that's what I grew up on. 12 more minutes, Mama.
We used to get They don't make them no more. I've not seen them.
Come over here.
Kraft pizzas.
And they had a little pack of seeds in them. We don't know what it was. They were was it? I thought somebody said it could be fennel, but they were
got all different. It's
a
flavors.
tiny little seed, and they were striped. And you sprinkle them on top of that pizza, and they were so good with them.
Yeah, we didn't have pizza places here.
No, we didn't for a long time. For a long time, we had Hardee's, and now our Hardee's is gone. It's only fast food we had in Jellicoe was Hardee's, and we had some mom and pop places, and now we hardly have any mom and pop places. We have one left, and then we had Hardee's. Now we have no Hardee's and no little mom and pop places.
Sad.
No local owned restaurants.
We've got one
We've got two in town that's mom and pop local places they call.
pizzas. What's that? Pizza spot?
We've got the one on Main Street,
Yeah, one out on.
and then the pizza spot. Anyhow, we ain't complaining because we got something, and we can make
That's
stuff.
right.
That crust is rising.
Oh, it's that edge you put up
That
there.
edge is coming up. It's gonna be good, y'all. It's got that nature season, not nature. I say that all the time. Darian's gonna get me calling his stuff the wrong stuff. It's Southern Secret and Ranch. This right here is what I put in that dough, and it has onion and garlic in it, Mama. Thank you. And ranch. I put those two things in the dough to give the crust a little flavor. Kind of like if you used a nice bun for your cheeseburger. But it's coming up from there and it's getting brown.
What is it, those buns I get? Everything, baby.
Have you got a conviction on that over there? We do, don't we?
You've not got it on it.
Won't you fix it right? Because I baked so little in that one. She had another one. I knew how to operate it a little better. It's kind of like the wash machine. Now I hear it roar now. That'll bake that pretty good and then make it a nice even brown all over. This is a newer stove. She's had a couple of years though. Or 3, I don't know. But anyway, when I hit bake and put a time and a temperature, that's about all I can do. And then it takes it a while to preheat. And then I'm not sure about, is it preheating? But sometimes I'll sit there and let something bake for 20 minutes and then it'll go beep, meaning it's ready to bake.
This is the confection, the one that shows the pan. Just
Mama's
hit it.
teaching me. I thought that was something else.
Mm.
It'll help it to put convection. Convection is just that hot blowing air. But it'll help it. Watch the replay.
They like when we mess the crust.
Probably. That crust was a mess. Now that may happen to you. But really and truly, that don't bother me. It don't make me upset or anything because when you're dealing with dough, it's all about the weather. It's about all kinds of factors. And sometimes your dough just don't turn out, folks. Just start all over. Just start all over. You start having to patch too many holes, just go ahead and start all over. As we did tonight, and it worked out fine. But sometimes if you're making dumplings or something, it ain't that big a deal. You just go ahead and use them. But if you're making a pie crust or a pizza crust or a topping to some kind of chicken casserole or topping to what's that thing you make, Mama? Chicken pot pie.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta start all over. And sometimes there's different. You got your oven. You got what's that on for?
I was putting water in that skillet.
Oh,
On the
Mama, you
counter.
cooking something else?
No, where I cooked that meat, I wanted it to be easy.
Do y'all do that? When you get people ask us all the time about our cast iron skillets. If we cook a hamburger in it and it makes a mess, we will put water in it, put it back on the stove, let it come to a boil, and it'll pull all that up. And then when you get ready to wash it, just wipe it out. That's a lifesaver. We do use soap in ours. We don't scrub it too hard because it will take your seasoning out. But if you're just washing after making gravy or something, When your mama told you and your grandmama told you, do not put soap in my cast iron, they were talking about their soap. They weren't talking about Dawn or Joy or whatever y'all use. They were talking about lye soap, homemade lye soap. It would destroy that seasoning. Our soaps today don't pack that punch. And if you don't just dig at it with something, they make plastic scrapers. You ain't gonna hurt your coating on it if you just wash it and rinse it. I hope that's not a snake, Mama.
It wasn't. The bark ain't the same.
Did you hear Abby? She might be wanting a piece of pizza. Did that sound like pizza to you?
No. Daddy always made the lye soap.
Lye soap will
When we was growing
burn
up,
it.
we had lye soap.
You can buy lye soap, and if you are getting that Amish lye soap or some of those specialty soaps, don't use them on your cast iron. That's what your mammy was talking about. Your grandma, your papa, whoever tells you don't put no soap, they was talking about lye soap. But you can wash your stuff with a little
Seemed
bit of
like
soap.
lye soap back then. Ours was strong.
Well, I remember them talking about it would eat holes in your clothes if you didn't rinse it good.
Probably would if you fixed enough lye in it and stuff.
5 more
But
minutes,
the
folks.
Amish soap is not. It don't seem that like it. I can remember when I was little that strong.
It's not as strong as what you had.
No, it's a milder.
Well, they would take that lye soap and them washboards, and they could do some cleaning.
Material was better back then than it is now, too.
A lot of things they had back then was, and we had a company. I'd read up on it one time. I had some facts on it. They put flour in this real pretty sacks, flour sacks, and the goal was to get 2 bags or so with the same print on it. And what was it, 3 yards or something, Mama, or 2 yards?
Well, the flour sacks was 25-pound bags of flour. And we would get 2 alike and you'd use them for pillowcases. But now the feed sacks, the cow feed sacks, what you bought to feed your cattle and to milk them and stuff, they started putting prints on them because they were making clothes. I wore a cow feed sack.
So the clothes were made out of cow feed sacks?
Yeah, they were big sacks, like 100-pound bag.
Because I've been kind of thinking
And
that...
the pillowcases was, the flour was in a 25-pound bag there's in cloths, and a lot of them would be designs, and sometimes it'd just be a design on the end and stuff. It's just white.
So you just picked up the sack you
and
wanted.
you got 2 alike, and you'd have a set of pillowcases.
I have heard Granny talk about feed sack dresses, and I
Yeah.
always thought it was flour sack dresses, but that was
No.
pillowcases.
And it's just, they're not very big. You can make a little child something out of a flour sack, but they wasn't big.
So this company got word of this, so they started really watching their designs of what they put out, so people could use them for clothing. And isn't that wonderful? I love that kind of stuff. Love watching
I
you.
wore a
Well,
flour
thank
sack.
you, Miss Kathy. We love having you every night too. I wore flour sack dresses to school.
I did.
My
too.
aunt made, Judy says.
Mhm.
I love a good Reuben pizza. Oh, sure. I've never had Reuben pizza. I've had Reuben casserole. I've had Reuben sandwiches. I've never had a Reuben pizza. Ooh, I could eat one. But you don't use cornmeal on the bottom of the pan. Are you talking about making cornbread and putting a little cornmeal on the bottom of the pan? A lot of people do that. We don't.
I eat it real
Big
good.
Flour Six, Joy says she loved them. Shouldn't own a dog if can't come in the house. Well, Smokey and Sue, ours comes in. She just won't stay. She treads through here about every day, and she eats in here most of the time.
Oh, you can't close the door on her.
But she immediately wants out. But she was a rescue. We don't know what her life has been. I know what it's been since December 26th. If you look and you ain't cooking, that's what Kimmy says, Mom. Close. Now you just delayed us another 20 minutes.
Oh, I didn't do it. It's not 20 minutes. I'm still breakfast.
It smells good, don't it? Yeah, she'll come in. We let her come in all the time. But she won't stay. She would be a full-fledged house dog if she would stay. She don't want it in here.
She don't like him.
I locked her on the porch, on the back porch, when it stormed. She didn't like that. I got a good talking to over that from her. She was like, barking. I thought, what on earth is she barking at? And I went out there, all she wanted was me to open the gate. So I did. Okay, we're down to 35 seconds.
I don't think it's hurry.
It's not. I can tell from looking at it, it needs a minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give it about 5 more minutes. And we'll go from there. Alexa, stop the timer.
20-minute timer canceled.
And 15 seconds to go. I bet that made her mad. That'd be like singing 99 bottles of beer on the wall and getting to the last one and saying, let's just stop singing the rest of it. You remember when you went on a trip, everybody wanted to sing that?
I don't think they would sing that nowadays.
Would they not?
No,
Kids probably over that song.
they don't know nothing about it.
Shitting on the dog. Oh, that's what Smokey said.
What?
Shitting on the dog, they can't come in the house, she said. I wore dresses made out of sacks, Sandy says,
Yeah.
that my grandma made.
Some of
You
them
had
different.
a dress or something that was made out of sack here, didn't
No, I ain't had them in years.
you? Somebody had one, because I seen it. I would never have known it was anything but a dress.
Yeah.
I mean, it's made out of material.
They had some pretty the store.
You're back on.
You go to the store and when you got your flare, you'd say you didn't buy 2 sacks at the same time.
I started saying it's about 50 pounds of flour.
No, we buy one 25-pound bag, but with all of us, it didn't last a whole lot.
So you'd save that bag and then you'd have it.
Well, you'd see it. They'd get several of the same kind, and you'd say, "No, I don't need that, and I need this one over here," and you'd move sacks to get to the right.
To get you a pillowcase.
Get the match, and that's what I learned. Mommy taught me to iron was she called it the boys' pillowcases because they were that old hair oil back then in those days, and it was greasy like, no matter what, it wouldn't all come out of pillowcases. And she'd say, you can iron the boys' pillowcases. We ironed the pillowcases and everything back then.
I started saying you lost that habit, Mom.
Yeah, because that's what you ironed them. We ironed everything.
I wonder what she's barking at.
I won't go say she might be somebody I can't.
Now she's in the front.
I don't want nobody reading my barking dog.
Can't wait to see the pizza. Sounds so good. Phyllis, I can't either. It's not even getting brown on the edge yet, but we're going to give it 5 more minutes. 4 more minutes, and then we'll check it again. I gave it 20. It could take up to 25 minutes. That bark right there was the bark. Somebody's at the neighbors, and she wants us to know it. Or a dog might have walked down the road, and she wants us to know it. We know her barks. You sing that to get to sleep. My grandma had homemade dress pattern in every dress. Oh, my mama and my aunts, that was a big thing. February, March, somewhere in there, they'd gather up and they would get these patterns. And Mama had a cardboard board that folded out a bunch of time, had little blue diamond squares all over it. And you put that on your bed, that'd be that y'all have down. And Mama said, don't mess up my pattern board if I was doing anything around it. And they'd lay down on the bed and they'd cut out all these patterns and they'd have them dresses for Easter. And they'd always make their homemade dresses for Easter. All my growing up. What was she doing?
She was barking down towards the field, and must have been somebody going down.
Our deer might have popped out.
Well,
and
it sounded like a vehicle maybe went in the pond.
people fishing. But they would cut these patterns out and they would do them dresses. And they'd spend a week or so everybody working on their dresses. And they had some beautiful dresses. And sometimes one of them would do pink and one of them would do yellow and one of them would do all these pastel colors. Sometimes they had patterns. But they always kind of matched, but they weren't exact. Mama's over here looking like she's watching TV. Is it not doing nothing, Mama?
Well, it's a baby.
Should we turn it up a notch?
You don't want it to burn.
You don't want it to
Takes
burn.
a burn.
Just be patient.
Just talking about for Easter, I made you a 3-piece suit one year for Easter.
I remember that little suit. But I saw you and Bernice and Eleanor and make you dresses every year.
Used to, we had to.
But the house was beautiful. They'd have jackets and everything. Skirt, jacket, top.
I made him a 3-piece suit. He didn't want a suit for Easter, and then he come up on the last to want one.
Well, I'm going
And
to tell
I
you
could-
why.
and
Because
I
they
could-
was hot. I've always been hot. And Mama would put that old suits on me. And I always had a bow tie or a tie or something. Ooh. And I wanted to run and play at church. We have church up on a big old hill. And all of us kids, when we was going Wednesday nights and stuff, we'd play on that hill. And I just knew if I wore a new suit, I wouldn't be able to do nothing. And so sometimes I'd say, I don't want a suit. I don't want this. I don't.
And you said it's about a week or so before Easter, and I couldn't get you one, couldn't find one to fit you. And I bought the material and made you one. I lined the vest and the pockets.
I remember that suit.
I worked the night, every night.
It was gray, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like a
bluish gray.
Bluish gray with the interior of it was like a navy interior.
It's matched it pretty good.
Had a vest. I'd never had a vest before. It was hot. It was real hot.
I said, your daddy said, if you say you don't want a suit the next time, you'll not have one because your mom ain't working like this no more.
Well, that saved you from buying one that year.
Yeah.
And look, you got to tell the story now. If I had you buy one, you would have forgot about it like you
Yeah.
did all the others, and you wouldn't have this story.
I know it. I wouldn't have to work all that time.
But you loved it.
Oh, yeah. It looked cute in it once I got it all made.
Well, yeah, and you got to tell people, I made him that suit.
Yeah.
You reckon it's done, Mama? We're just sitting
Well,
here waiting.
let's just see if it is. All the
How-
thing had to cook was the onions and the
It's been
tomatoes.
in there 25, 26 minutes. Don't you get it? Oh, it's done. I can tell. Here, get another. Y'all watch this. This is going to be the battle of the wits right here. Now, wait, Mama. Get another map. And let me have them potatoes. I don't want you. That stone ain't light.
I know it. It's heavy to lift.
As you always say when you have to move it, that thing's heavy empty.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Whoa. See, there's no way to work the camera. Check it out. There it is, folks. That's just like downtown. It's perfectly done. And I'm going to cut it up. See, it didn't go off the pan. It stayed right where it's supposed to be. Boy, it's a big pizza. It's good and soft. Some places cuts pizzas in squares. I like that too. We didn't. Mama, ooh, that stone. This stone will stay hot for a long time. Mama, here's a
I
good.
don't need a big old piece.
That ain't too big, Mama. I'm gonna get me this, and it's about the same size as yours.
Hey.
All right, Mama. Sing them a song, to 'em.
Oh, I can't sing this song.
There it is, folks. Now, we did have a little trouble with that crust, but I believe it's gonna be worth it. Don't you, Mama?
Yeah.
You welcome. Let's get them over here. Can y'all see? We're not in the right seats, Mama.
I ain't
Something happened. I think they usually sit right there. Is that where y'all usually sit? You feel comfortable there? Let's bless it. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this food that you provided us. We thank you for nourishing our bodies with it, dear Lord, and we just thank you for preparing it together, eating it together, making memories with our friends. Dear Lord, we just pray that you'll be with each and every person here, be with all the prayer requests, be with everyone spoken and unspoken, dear Lord. Watch over us, lead and guide and direct us. In your blessed name we pray. Amen. Now, let's talk about the pizza. That little bit of olive oil kept those edges from getting burnt and from that it's got golden brown. And see, that held everything on there. And it's a pretty good sized pizza now. Mama's testing it.
It's hot.
It come right out of that oven, Mom. There's something wrong with that oven. Everything we put in there, we can hardly eat it. It gets so hot.
Mm-hmm.
Regular to have it seen about.
We better leave it hot. It's good.
It is good, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
This crust is basically 2 ingredients. Self-rising flour and buttermilk. And you don't have to let it rise. And then when you're folding it up, fold you in a little bit of olive oil. You don't want too much, but I just folded in a little bit of olive oil and that gave it what it needed. But the buttermilk's it's whole buttermilk. So there's your fats. The buttermilk holds it together. But I'm going to show you here. It's just like it's just so tender. It's not hard. It's more like a biscuit in it, Mama.
Yeah.
But by putting those seasonings in it, it's like a pizza crust.
Yeah, you can taste the seasons in it.
What with that mustard, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Did I get too much?
No.
There's your own bite. See all that goodness? See that crust? Could have kept it in there longer for the bottom. Mm-mm-mm. The tomato and the mustard, that just makes it, don't it, Mama?
Yeah.
And folks, you can say, you've seen us make at least one pizza from scratch. We might not make any more. We may cheat next time. But it was pretty easy. Reminds me of the good old days, Mama.
Yeah.
Put a piece of tomato on there. I keep wanting to give y'all a bite.
That cheese is stretching out.
Stretching out. All right, folks, you've seen it here. Homemade pizza, homemade crust, very simple. Stir fry some flour, buttermilk till you get it loose, stick together. And then you want to put your flour in there. And the point, if I made a point on how to do it, is you knead it for a little while. You want to work it. Opposite of biscuits. Biscuits, you want to not work them much. You want them to rise up big and flaky. You want to work this in 5 minutes. You want to work it a while. And if you mess it up like we did, you got to work it a few more minutes. But it comes out so good. So work that dough, get it good, and you'll see a difference. Just mustard on the bottom. Didn't have no tomato sauce. The only tomato about it is the slices on the top. It's delicious, y'all. I want you to try it if you get a chance. But don't be afraid to use cheating crust, because that's pretty good too. Mama, you got anything you want to add?
No, it's all good.
We've had a wonderful time with y'all this evening.
I've enjoyed talking about pillowcases and dresses out of
That's what supper tables
tea
are for.
sacks and flour sacks.
That's what supper tables are for. To get around and just hang around and eat and enjoy. And there's been many times that we'd get around the supper table, eat, Mama would clean up, wash dishes, sit back down, talk another 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
No hurry. Just linger around and enjoy it. All right, Mama. Say good night. Say good night, Mama. Bye, y'all. Have a blessed evening.